This video is sponsored by Brilliant.
Making an academic comeback can feel quite daunting, but if you really do want to improve your grades, there are certain things you can start doing today. Here are a few things you can do in preparation for your next academic year.
I would like to get to know what could be.
The first thing that you want to find yourself doing is you want to review your coursework and look at that assessment guideline, look at that module outline, and identify your weaknesses. So, for example, when I was back in grade 11 during the December holidays, like the time of recording now, I looked at the grade 12 course outline and I made sure that I know that at the back of my mind, things like Euclidean geometry are the most difficult for me. Things like perhaps functions, they were difficult for me back when I was in grade 11. So looking at that and being able to identify them then allows me to be able to prioritize them efficiently and know where to start, what to do, and what to leave out when I actually start doing the work itself. So look at your course outline and identify your weaknesses. Now, the second thing that you want to do is to create a study plan that not only is it general, but it most addresses your weaknesses. Because remember, what we're trying to do here is to make that academic comeback, to set ourselves up for success for the next academic year, the next academic term, semester, or whatever it is. So you want to create a timetable. And for those who haven't watched my video where I was creating a timetable with you live in the video, this is the video. And yeah, I'll put the link somewhere if I'm able to do that. But yeah, so in that video, I was creating a timetable with you, looking at the 7531 rule where we're creating a very efficient timetable, but that is for exams. So now you want to create a timetable that helps you study, when you're not studying for anything, you're just going on through the year with your content. And since you're working now during the holidays, you want to have that timetable that allows you to know what you're doing, because the worst thing you want to do when trying to make that academic comeback is to find yourself freestyling, where you're just going with the flow, because trust me, it will show that you were just going with the flow. Now, the next and one of the most imperative things in this video is you want to set your study goals. In fact, set your goals actually, any type of goals, set your goals and be patient with yourself. Because that is what happens with most people when they're improving anything in life. It be academic, extramural, sports, whatever it is. A person becomes impatient with themselves. You start studying maths every single day for the first 5 days, and then you expect that by the 6th day you would have mastered something, and you find that you haven't mastered it, and then you start losing patience, and you end up quitting. And that's where the problem is. You need to be patient with yourself. Yeah, you need to set that study goal, okay, and make your study goals realistic, knowing that I know that I can achieve a goal where I say, okay, by the end of today's a Monday, so by the end of this week, I want to have at least mastered how to solve for X for most of the situations that they might bring. That's quite realistic if you practice enough. But if you're like, okay, by the end of this week, I want to have mastered maths and I wanna write, let's say right now, I'm getting marks 15, 30, 20%. And I'm saying by the end of this week, I want to write a past paper and I want to get 95%. That is not realistic. Unless if, I don't know, you're gonna ask someone's grandmother to work overnight for you. But other than that, that is not realistic at all. So yeah. One other thing that you want to find yourself doing is you want to seek out additional resources like study groups and tutoring sessions, or even applications that will help you do your work. And what this will help you with is you're doing something that is quite interactive, helping you with whatever you're doing. Now, let's say, for example, I struggled with mathematics, and I always made sure that I practice maths in the most efficient and the most proficient and in the most effective ways possible. Like, for example, if you want to be upping your marks in perhaps mathematics, because I've always struggled with mathematics in my grade 11, as most of you know, I think, in one of my videos, I explained how I went about making this academic comeback. I was giving a story time of my grade 11 to grade 12 to varsity. And it was getting, I think my term 1 grade 11 maths mark, I don't think it is, it was 23%. And then my term 1 grade 12 maths mark was a 91%. So I think you can trust me. Yeah. Learning maths alone and at home without a teacher can be quite daunting and can be quite difficult. And the best way that I find, which doesn't take years and years of schooling, is actually a free and cost-effective way that I used to learn maths back when I was in high school. And it is actually the proud sponsor of this video, Brilliant.
Well, you might be asking yourself, what is Brilliant? Brilliant is the best, fun, and interactive way to learn maths and even data science and computer sciences, with thousands of lessons from basics to advanced topics and new lessons added every single month. The way that I do it is I click on the maths tab and then basic algebra as a level, because whether you're new to the content or not, and whatever your skill level is, Brilliant customizes your content to fit your needs and lets you solve at your own pace. As you can see right here, across a wide range of topics, what Brilliant does is it makes everything visual, stimulating your active mind and letting you play around with what's in front of you, scoring points and eventually reaching your goals. You can track your records and see how far you are with the topic, and yeah.
Once you get a taste of Brilliant, you will absolutely love it. Get started for free for 30 days, and the first 200 of you to sign up will get a 20% discount off an annual plan by visiting the discount URL that is shown down on the screen.
The URL code is exactly as displayed on the screen: brilliant.org/Koketso in capital letters /.
So yeah, let's get back into the video. The next thing that you want to find yourself doing is you want to be proactive about asking for advice. That is, speaking to either your teachers, if you have their contacts, if you have those connections, speaking to a student advisor, or even people who are a year above you. Because what I did was I used to ask advice, I used to ask for resources and tips and tricks from people who are the year above me, because they obviously have been through this. They know what content is to be covered and all that. So I just ask them, okay, this topic, now today I'll be starting chemical equilibrium. Do you think it'll be difficult? The person's like, yeah, it's quite tough when you start, but it should be easy at the end. And I approach it with that mindset that, okay, it has to be easy, it has to be easy, it has to be easy, and it makes everything easy for me. So having that person who is one step ahead of you, that you can ask for advice, ask what they did, how they did this, and when you're struggling with perhaps mastering a certain topic, you ask them how they ended up mastering that concept. They'll tell you how they did it. Perhaps they studied more, perhaps they studied less, studied smarter, they studied harder, but whatever advice you might need, I highly suggest be proactive about asking for advice and asking for tips from your friends, from whoever. Just make sure that you're being proactive. Don't just sit when you know that you're struggling. Use the likes of YouTube. Use everything that is at your mercy. Use all your resources that are at your disposal. So yeah. Now, one other thing that you want to make sure that you're doing is that you're taking care of yourself. Make sure to take care of yourself outside of academics. Whether it is doing your hobbies, extramural activities, playing football, playing netball, hockey, rugby, whatever it is, make sure that you're eating healthy, you're treating yourself right. Doesn't mean that because we are Goa, you're going through the most, you're trying to make this academic comeback, then you have to forget about everything else. And again, watching this video, I think what you're trying to do is to not only work ahead, but also make an academic comeback. So what is the point of making that academic comeback when your mental health is going to disintegrate because of that? So you want to make sure that you're keeping a level balance, because nothing is ever worth your health. Like, no form of degree, no form of marks is ever worth the value of your health, your mental health. And just make sure that you prioritize yourself first before you put anything else. So just take care of yourself, even in this difficult moment. Now, the last and what is to me the most important tip of this entire video is to start now. To start today. Whether you're watching this video on a Sunday, you're watching it on a Monday, whether you're watching it during the December holidays, you're watching it 5 days before you start with your term, whether you're watching it before exams, start now. Don't be saying, okay, I'm going to start tomorrow, looking clean, feeling fresh, feeling like an academic student, I'm an academic warrior. Start now. Even if you take your time now to create that timetable, write down all your weaknesses, prioritize your subjects, write down which one is more difficult. At least do that, but start now. That is the most important thing. One thing that I want you to always have in your mind, and always think about this, it is the fact that you don't have to be great in order to start, but you have to start in order to be great, if that makes sense. But just get started. There is no way that you can say you've finished something before even starting with it. So start now, start today. And so now that is the end of the video. Thank you for watching another video. And if you're new to this channel, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, subscribe, yeah? And yeah, man. But one thing that I want you to know, like one thing that I want you to keep in your mind every single day is that when you wake up every day, you have either one of two choices. Whether you choose to go back to sleep with your dreams or you choose to wake up and chase those dreams. So just choose one of those things. Well, every single morning you have either one of those options and you have to choose one. That's fine. Follow me on my Instagram at I am go. I'll just put it here. I am go _Ketso. So yeah, man. Otherwise, thank you to Brilliant for sponsoring this video. And yeah, man, we're making moves. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.